what is your current area of work and which you are doing for your doctoral studies?
So broadly saying that my research field is signal processing, and this is a subfield in an electrical engineering that focuses on analyzing, extracting, and processing the signals. So as you know that in the environment there are several kinds of signals are there. It can be speech signal, it can be light signals, biomedical signals, seismic signal, like etc. So my particular research focus is on the processing of biomedical signals, and we use this thing for the diagnosis of various brain disorder. So here I am using the biomedical signals like the brain signals. So as you can see in the image, brain computer interface mechanism, what we do is we take the EEG signals or the brain signals recording over the brain, and this recording is depending upon the invasiveness. Now once we have acquired the signals, then we can just convert it into the digital form, and when we have this digital signals, then we can apply some signal processing algorithms like the feature extraction and the translational algorithm. In this particular block, what we do is we convert our thoughts into the meaningful commands. So this block would convert the brain thoughts into the meaningful commands, and these meaningful commands can be used to control the external devices like your artificial hand movement, or like a locomotion device, or like text to speech or brain to speech synthesizer. So this whole scenario is the brain computer interface, where we interface the brain with the computer. So my current research field is structured around two poles, if I can say that. One is the fundamental research pole, and another is the applied research pole. So in the fundamental research pole, what is our focus is to develop some computationally efficient and precise brain source localization algorithms for the diagnosis of brain disorders, or we can, for example, epileptic seizure location in the brain. Now the point is why it's important to study, because like depending on the stage of epilepsy, treatment may include like if it's a very initial stage of your epilepsy, then the doctor may suggest you medication firstly, and if medication fails, then the doctor would suggest you to go for the brain surgery. So our contribution comes when in the last stage of the epilepsy, when medication fails and the doctor has to go for the epilepsy, has to go for the surgery, brain surgery. Now the point is to do the surgery, doctors actually need the source location in the brain where they can do the surgery. Now to do so, nowadays what happening is that the doctors take the brain signal and analyze the signals, and so there the results of doing the surgery is very much dependent upon the experience the doctor is having. Now what we are in this fundamental research protocol, what we are doing, we as a researcher intend to develop this information by analyzing the subject's brain signals and providing the doctor the accurate location of the brain where they can do the surgery. So this is our is the fundamental research problem which we are focusing on. Now coming to the another part, that is an applied research problem. So in this, what we are doing is our focus is to how we can improve the quality of life of patients who are suffering from such brain disorders or the neuromuscular diseases. So the most common disease is you can say the paralysis or the chronic stroke or like the other brain damage, in which what happens is that the subject or the patient would not be able to move their hands, they cannot move, something like that. So our focus is that we intend to design some brain-computer interface techniques to either replace or restore the useful functions for the subject, uh, uh, which by using brain-computer interface techniques. Yeah, so our research would allow individuals who are unable to speak or who are unable to move their limbs by providing them an alternative pathway, which by which they can do their day-to-day life tasks like walking or communication. So in that regard, we are working on various deep learning and the machine learning algorithms to design such BCI protocols. Overall, in this applied research goal, we applied the gain knowledge behind the human cognitive experience to facilitate or support communication between the people and the machine. In the layman language, I can say that the purpose of a BCI is to detect and quantify the features of the brain signals, and which indicates the user's intentions, and to translate them into the certain commands which which can be useful for moving or driving the external devices.